Okay, this is my first attempt at creating a human character to go, not for the G2, but the bone template. So far, I have been doing vector images. I just read where it's saying do a PNG. Had no clue, but the first two characters that I rigged up using the bone template were Flash characters. So I'm going to try it with a Flash character first, and then if it doesn't work, I'll probably save the pieces as PNG and try it. For this guy, I'm actually cheating, so I just recently created this face, but this is the body of little J. And what I'm going to try to do, since I want to make sure I get the pivots in the right spot for the most part, I'm going to use this as my template, because when I save this, I will be able to see all of the spots that I want the pivot to go to. But this will be the one that I assemble in pieces. I'm sorry, break up in pieces. Well, it's in pieces, but save in pieces so that I can reconstruct it in Crazytalk Animator. So the only thing I really want to do, because it will bother me, is I want the complexion to all be the same. So I'm just going to change his complexion to match up with the face, so the character doesn't look super weird. Okay. And I don't have hands yet. Um, okay. So now I'm going to start breaking him up in pieces. For the most part, he looks okay. And this is going to be one huge file that Reallusion will not like, the application won't like, because this is still all Flash pieces. So all of the animation inside of it will still be there. But I want my template to be the same size, so I'm gonna go ahead and save it anyway and just see how it behaves. All right, so now let's go into the application and see what happens. So here is the reference or the template we want to use. And I'll let the hip be my reference. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this over. I'll go ahead and replace the hip with my version. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention is when you first put in a template, it actually shows up the same size of whatever piece you're swapping out. So in this case, the hip is only at 38. So when this time I'm going to once again bring back in my characters template. Except for this time I'm going to make sure it's linked and put it at 100. And now he's much bigger. He's still smaller than the base character, but he's much more easier to work with. So I'm going to start over again. Grab the pen tool. This guy should be, in my opinion, the upper torso. So I'll put that there. And this guy should be the lower torso. Oh, okay. Guess I gotta do the lower first and then drag down the upper. Alright. Zoom in just so I can see it better. Alright, so you got your thigh right on the bullseye. Scroll down. I'm just gonna see if I can hide this guy real quick. And then bring back up the pen tool so I can do the leg. Sorry. Wrong way. Alright, and then we have our foot. Oh, that's my foot. Oh, that's interesting. This one seems to have some extra. Oh, oh no, that is actually me. Okay. Let's try this then. Let's put you here, here, and here. Do the same thing for this one. And hopefully I did that right. Okay, so the lower half is done. Let's go ahead and work on the upper half. And I will be doing this part kind of blindly since I forgot to add my my guides. Once again, I'm gonna just hide this arm so that I can see behind it real quick. Okay, so the lower half looks like it's rigged right. I'm gonna just go ahead and try to oh, I would have thought once I hit the head, the rest of the stuff would have disappeared, but hmm, interesting. Okay, let's see if I can just move them out my way. All right, so the neck. I guess the head would be about right there, and that should do it. So now it looks like this guy is rigged for my character, and now I can start swapping out the pieces with the real limbs. So now going to, like, say for example, this one, which should be my left arm. I should now be able to swap it out. And just make sure you put everything at 100 so that it's your size and you won't have to constantly manipulate. You just put them over top. But what I'm going to do, because this is still glitchy, I'm going to go ahead and save this version. And then continue on to my next one. So the next one is the arm. and add that face in. Oh, isn't that interesting? Okay, let me add this face in real quick. Did I put it in? Oh, no, come on. Damn, I didn't save in a while too. I'm just gonna go straight to the face parts first. I got a lot to swap back out. I don't even see the neck. It's saying it's here somewhere, but I sure as hell don't see the neck. Oh, that should make it a bullseye. Neck is definitely not around. Is this the first one that did not resize the right way? Oh, the eyes. Wait a minute. Okay. For some reason, deleting current sprite deletes them all, which I'm pretty sure it should not do. But it makes it easier for me to load my 7 in real quick. I think we're still missing the face. Talking head. Yeah. Okay, so earlier the application crashed and I'm not sure what's missing and what's here, so I need to quickly, yeah, I think the whole lower half is missing still again. Uh-oh. Okay, I will leave you completely alone. Alright, so this looks to me like a rig character, which means there's only one more part to swap out, and that is the lower torso. Okay. Now, once again, I'm going to save it because all the pieces are now there. It's just not in the right order. So we should be able to hide the bones for this process and go to the layering and get started. Put the head towards the front. It is not working. Maybe the bones will help. Wow, okay. Guess you gotta have the bones want to do it. So let's get started. I want to find the lower torso and move it below the upper torso. Let's find the thighs and move that below the upper torso. And then the legs can be behind them. And the shoes can be in front of them, in front of the legs. So here and I don't think I did that right. I need this whole unit to be, put a lot of bones. I need this whole unit to be in front of the hip. So come on. Okay. Hope I have a joint masking, but that should make them walk right. And then now for the arm. Arm should be below the upper torso, but I want it in front of the legs and stuff, so I'm gonna slide this up. So here, same thing with the right forearm, slide it up in front of the arm, and then that jacked up hand can go all the way up top as well. And then do the same thing with the arm. It's already above. I want the forearm above that, and then the hand on top. Get it way up here. Above the forearm. So the lower half looks pretty much constructed the correct way. I want the neck behind the upper torso, and then the face. Where's the face at the very top. Come on, clear up a little bit, and then the rest of these should be able just to be layered from within, but I am going to save one more time. And then we should be able to start testing. Come on, I need you to be less glitchy. Let's see, window. All right. Let's get the back here at the top, the very top. And okay, that's the mouth. I can't see the rest of them. There's the right eyebrow. That's should be above the nose. In the ear, if I could find it. Just below the hair. Nope, above the hair. Oh, that one's back. Here we go. I think we got a rigged character. Save them one more time it's complete, and then test them out. And one thing I hate is that these characters don't. I like it when their hip is. Let's see if I can get it right. I like it when their hip is at 0. It makes it easier to move the character around. At least I know I'm moving the character around from his core, not somewhere hanging below its feet. So I always like to bring the axis up to get it back at 0. You might not know this difference, but now instead of being this dot being way down here is right in the middle. It kind of makes me be able to tilt them faster and, to me, animate them better. So let's test out some animation. Is that a 45? So let's see. Okay. Give it to him, baby. All right, so right here, it looks like I want the hand to be below the hip. So I'm gonna go back into the composer mode again. Oh, that's right. Doesn't like when I do animation and then go back in, so I'm going to remove all the animation and go back in. And I want to see where this hand is at. Oh, see, it seems to like it better when I show the bones. So that's kind of strange because it looks like the hand is above the hip, but in the animation it shows above. But it's not something I rigged up incorrectly, it's just the way it's, I guess, supposed to be. I'll just do a few more. But it does appear to be, for the most part, working correctly. Now, I will say that probably if you had the PNG files, which I'll do a comparison, I think the main thing is you streamline the process because it looks like for a flash file, if you put all the pieces in like you would do a traditional drawing with all the pivots there, as you can see, I have a body part representing each limb. It will move it right on that joint. But instead, with a PNG file, instead of doing an arm and a forearm, I could have probably just did them both together and put the joints there, and it would have manipulated the whole arm in a way that it would save time doing artwork. So what I would like to do, I'm probably going to do another version of this character in PMG format, and I'll probably keep the legs, the thigh and the leg the same, the arm and the forearm the same, and maybe even the upper and lower torso combined, just to see how the bone tool manipulates them and bend them. But as far as rigging the character, for those who are having problems rigging it, it definitely it can be done. It does work. There is limited movement for that particular angle. However, it does work. And let me see here. I'm pretty sure you can still apply the regular. Well, maybe not. It doesn't recognize it as a G2. That's interesting. So, because even though it's at the 315 angle, it will now only recognize the template bone. And I wonder if, oh yeah, I'm going to remove this animation. Oh, I can't even see this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even going to mess around with that. And I'm not going to mess with that. This is strictly for the face. So I'm kind of limited to hand rigging this character, which is still not um, it's not bad. I can make this guy do a lot of stuff manually. But for people who this will cater to my animation with no problem. My concern would be the people who need and rely on a lot of pre animation. Unless you're going to do a ton of bone templates, I don't think this is enough. I mean, when I go into this particular angle, let me see here, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's maybe roughly 15 expressions that you can do that's predefined. And I don't see that as being enough to quench the average person's. I don't think it's going to solve their issue. Now, if the bone template worked with these, and so they can go back to their G2s, because I doubt I can use it. Yeah, it's not going to recognize anything but the bone template. That makes it limited if they don't know how to do a lot of manual rigging for animation. So that's just my thought and feedback on it. But it does work. You can get a lot out of it. I'm just not sure if your average audience will get a lot out of it without a larger learning curve. Now I wanted to try one more thing. I wanted to save him one more time. And I just wanted to go in to see if I could convert him into a G2. I don't know if it's an option here or not, but I know in nope. Yeah. So I would be real curious to see. I wish I could see how this works. I really haven't been able to test this out. It looks cool, but I haven't really been able to test this out. But I would like to really see if you can incorporate the Crazytalk Animator 2 version of how you can convert a G1 into a G2. It'll be nice if you can convert a bone template to a G2 character, because it's all rigged up, and that would save someone a ton of time, and then they can turn around and use their exact same character with the 2D animation. So that's a feature request that I would recommend. But for anyone having problems rigging, here's how you would rig a character.